All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. We've got Mike Peterson. If you have a question for him, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. How you doing today?
I'm good, Spencer. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know I've asked a lot of questions about Courtney, but I have another one for you today.
Okay.
I was wondering if you could just talk about her ability to create space for herself, specifically, what's most valuable for her, because I know she has like a high point of release. I know she can, come off screens quickly, but what do you see, watching her every day? What's most valuable to her being able to get these shots off?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. And what you said is part of it, right? She's got a very high release point. She elevates, right? Like she takes a jump shot. And so that is important. The other thing she does is she does a great job of coming off of screens hard, whether it's a ball screen or whether it's an off the ball screen or whether it's a dribble handoff or a get, right? She cuts hard. And so if you can cut hard and you can stop fast and you can elevate, really hard to guard. I mean, one of the most underrated things in a basketball player is your ability to stop. And she stops in a hurry. And if you're sitting down trying to guard her and you're backpedaling and she stops as fast as she stops, very little chance you're going to be able to recover and get a hand on.
Sylvia Guevara, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. I hope your Wednesday is going good.
It is.
Oh, that's awesome. Any status on Kennedy's corner injury that you could share with us?
Well, she has just what was in the release. She has a hyperextended elbow, and I think she's progressing, and we're just waiting for her to be cleared. So, my degree's in biblical studies. For me to guess on anatomy and physiology would be a really bad move for everyone. So, I just wait until the training staff tells me, and then we go.
Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
I want you to look back at Courtney Williams' game-winning shot at the Barclays Center. Do you expect more game-winning shots from her going forward the rest of the season? And status on Cheyenne Parker?
Okay. So Cheyenne is, well, I'll do that one first. Cheyenne is, again, still moving through the COVID protocol, and she's making progress. And I think it's our expectation that she will be cleared pretty quickly. Okay. And the question on the game winners, I hope we don't need game winners. I hope we're up 10 with 30 seconds left in every game. Okay. But if we need one, I have a ton of confidence in Courtney to deliver them. She's a very good player. And then the most important part is she's just fearless. And good players that are fearless make big shots. And she's both of those things.
And Spencer, back to you for the last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask specifically about Odyssey's ability as a playmaker, and how that helps the dynamic of your team, especially with Kennedy out.
Yeah, so I thought Odyssey did a tremendous job in the New York game. Was a great stabilizing factor, made a couple of huge shots as well, defended well, right? And so it's the luxury that we have at this moment to have the group of perimeter players that we have, right? And Odyssey's a great player. She knows how to run a team. She sees open players. She shares the ball effectively. She's strong. She can defend. She can score. So it did not surprise me at all that Odyssey played very well against New York. It will not surprise me at all if she plays really well against Minnesota this week. I have a ton of confidence in Odyssey. I have a very high opinion of how good a player she is. And then, I just hope she goes out there and proves me right all the time. That's all.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all. We've got Tiana Hawkins here. Do you have a question for her? Go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call on you. Spencer Nussbaum, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, Tiana, how are you doing today? Good to hear. I just wanted to ask a little bit about kind of the edges of your game? And I know that's kind of a weird way to phrase a question, but I know the shot hasn't necessarily always been falling for you at the early point in the season, but you're still kind of doing the little things out on the court. Could you just kind of talk us through your value coming from those?
Of course, it sucks to not to see your shot not really fall, but there's opportunity defensively and just energy-wise, and just being a good teammate to get me involved with helping our team be successful on a night-to-night basis. I think for me to keep things in perspective, that yes, I might be in a shooting slump right now, but we're winning. So the most important thing is that we're winning. So
Rafiq Lewison, go ahead.
Have you had a chance to watch the Minnesota Lynx win over the Connecticut Sun? If you have, like, what are some of the ways you and your team figured out how to contest the way that they win their games?
Well, one, we want to be physical. Minnesota is a very physical, very skilled, high IQ team. It's just a situation where we're going to lock in, and just be focused and just do what we do best and play hard.
And Spencer, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to tell from afar how much joy everyone is having on the Dream right now. Can you just kind of describe what the team chemistry and team culture is like right now, and why, everyone seems to just be having so much fun out there?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, we made the commitment at the beginning of the season that regardless of the outcome of the game, that we want to always, come in, have fun, and most importantly, play hard. And that's just something that we try to do every night. If we see a teammate that's lacking a little bit, we pull them aside and say, let's get it together. We still want to have fun, and we still want to play hard.
All right, thanks, John.
All right, thank you.
All right, and sooner than I assumed, you've got Odyssey Smith. If you have a question for her, go ahead and raise your hand. I'll call for you. Rafiq Lewison, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
Hey, coaches always talked about how well you are at defending and shooting the threes. What are some of the ways that you're maintaining effort, and how you plan to do that going to the next game?
I'm just playing hard. We have a good group that can defend and run in transition. So just making sure that I stay the course, do my job every day, and make everyone around me better.
Spencer Nussbaum, go ahead.
Hey, Odyssey, how are you doing today?
Good.
Good to hear. I was wondering if you could talk about your ability as a playmaker specifically. You mentioned, obviously, transition offense as well as the half court. Could you kind of break up how your ability and skill as a playmaker helps the team in both those aspects?
I mean, you guys know what I can do. There's no need to continue to talk about that. Everybody knows I'm an energy player, whether I'm coming off the bench or starting. So like I said, I'm playing my role, making sure I'm staying engaged every day, and making sure that we make each other better. We're rolling right now. We're really hot. I'm going to carry that over. I'm going to Minnesota.
Sylvia Guevara, go ahead.
Hi, Odyssey. You're having a great season this year. Besides from winning, what motivates you to keep going?
Of course, he's my motivation to keep going harder than I have been before. That's it.
And Spencer, back to you for the last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, building off that a little bit, everyone on the Dream seems to be, having a lot of joy at this point in the season. I'm sure the winning streak helps. But what's bringing you the most joy right now?
My team is winning. I mean, we're coming to work every day. We're making each other better. We're actually getting stuff done. Big difference from when we started to now. You never want to be that team that's 2 months in the season and you're looking back and you're still in the same spot. And we are not that team. So we're continuing to get better. Right? Everybody's happy. Of course, we're happy. We're winning. And we just want to keep this hot streak going and continue to get wins.
All right. Thanks so much, Odyssey.